We are live right now, Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. What a year it has been. Still got the hole in the ceiling. That's not going away anytime soon. To be painfully honest and accurate, I will probably be out of this building before that gets fixed. So how is everyone doing? Let me just take the video. If you're watching this for the first time, what I do every Wednesday at noon, although we are about a half hour late today, is just take an hour or two out of my day to answer your guys' questions about reselling, about whatever you want to do, about how to make money online. That's what I do. I make money on the internet, and it pays for my existence. I earn my life by talking to you guys on my phone. If I look tired to you, it's allergy season, baby. And my allergies are whipping my butt. We have 40 people here. Let me know where you're from. I got to pop the chat out real quick. And we're going to shout out who's watching and where they're at. Excuse me. Colorado. We got Nydia, we got Your Romeo, we got Jacqueline. Somebody in Georgia. Cicero, New York. So if you're curious about what I'm talking about when I say I made that much money without working, that is technically true. I definitely did work last week, but the money, that check that I cashed, if you watched the video that I uploaded yesterday, it was from a local auction. The auction that check was from ended on September 17th, if I recall correctly. And that's how it works. I was actually pretty surprised that I made that much money at the local auction. I auctioned off 28 items, and I guess, I should go through that right now. And I'll tell you, like, a lot of times, a lot of the things that I wouldn't sell at all on eBay are selling for decent money at that local auction. Oh shoot, they took the statement down. Maybe I can, yeah, $776. So I sold a lot of golf clubs in that auction. I sold some Ping putters, some Odyssey putters, some Titleist putters, a bunch of golf balls. Really, no big ticket items. A few putters for a couple $100. But my main takeaway from that auction was, holy shit, people will buy anything. And that really is the case at these local auctions. I've found that when I'm trying to figure out why, basically I have 4 platforms that I'll sell on usually. And that's Amazon, eBay, Mercari, and local auctions. And I'm calling them platforms, even though that might not be the best name for them, because as far as I'm concerned, they're just platforms. I know they have other aspects to them, but we're just going to deal with the basics right now. Artemis Logan asks, how can we get started? So for local auctions, Artemis, what you're going to do is let me know where you are. If you feel comfortable in the chat saying where you're from, I'm just going to go through and tell you what I'm doing to find your local auction house. It's not hard to find them, but sometimes knowing the words to put into Google, knowing what to look for can be a bit tricky and might elude some people. You're in Atlanta, Georgia. Artemis, well, that's good to hear because Atlanta is a big-ass city. So I'm typing in Google right now, Atlanta local auction, and I know it would be a lot more effective if I have like a screen share, but I don't right now. I have my phone, so we're gonna make do. This is gotoauction.com. This might be like professional, not non-drop-off auctions, or it might be a platform for more auctions, or it might just be a wild goose chase. So it looks like upcoming auctions in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta estate sale auction from Max Sold Downsizing. So Artemis, I hope you're writing this down. I'm giving you some good advice. Max Sold Downsizing and Estate Sales is an auction house in Atlanta. Bullseye Auction and Appraisal is in Lawrenceville, Georgia. StorageAuctions.com appears to be having a few auctions, although that certainly is not specific to Georgia. TNT, Antiques and Auction. Gleaton's, Old Hound Auction House in Social Circle, Georgia. Good old Hound Auction House. I'm sure you know a lot about auction or Old Hound. It must be one of the best, most reputable auction houses there are. Let's see. Online bidding by liveauctioneers.com. So again, it looks like Old Hound Auction House is just someone who facilitates auctions like this. What I'll do is I'll type in, this is what I do. I just type in things on Google. Old Hound Auction House. So we type in one of the names of the auction houses and we find out that they have a website. Yeah, oldhoundauctions.com. Old Hound Auction is a great place to sell your item and buy item. Well, they don't necessarily have the best grammar, but when we're trying to find auction houses, we don't really give a shit about their grammar. We give a shit if they can sell our stuff. So, Artemis, I'm going to copy and paste this link for you. It looks like this might be an example of someone where you can drop your shit off, and they'll sell it for you. So there we go, Artemis. We made somebody some money already, and it's only been 6 minutes. We got Scott Lindsley, the Daily Money Saver, Quinn, Jody, Jessica Kaminsky, Real Lady 247. How do we know once we know of a place? What do we do? Sorry, I misread that. What do we do once we know of a place? I would recommend calling them and saying, hey, how do I sell stuff there? A lot of times people are scared to take these steps, and I don't know why. I understand the dread of talking to strangers, but you're going to have to do it. You really are going to have to do it. I'm sorry that we cannot just drift through life with people giving us things and handing us money and feeding us, Skittles in our mouths, and that's probably not a good thing, but what I'm trying to say is I'm sorry you have to live for yourself, but you do. No one's going to do anything else for you, and sometimes that means calling Old Hound Auction House and saying, hey, I got some stuff I want to sell. Jessica Kaminsky, hi from Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you and your channel. Well, Jessica Kaminsky, thank you, and you're welcome. And anything else, I should say. We got Jody in Lansing. Real Lady says, I have a few close to me that's talking about local auction houses. They really are a great way to get rid of stuff. If you've seen my warehouse, it's so messy here. It's so messy. For the past 4 weeks, I've been taking between 25 and 35 items a week to the auction house. So I've sent them over 100 items, and it's still, there is no dent at all in my warehouse. It really is worrying me about getting out of here by this winter or by next year for certain. The plan is to to build a barn on some property I own next year and stop paying. Whenever I go through, I'm preparing my taxes for next year and getting them ready and doing the last half of this year's books. And whenever I go through my accounting, I'm always like, God, I'm wasting so much money renting this building. I pay about $1,500 a month, and I've been here about 3 years. So that's 18,000 times 3, which is $54,000. And you say it like that, and you're just like, good, geez, what have I done? And I understand the necessity of it. I couldn't afford to buy a building 4 years ago, but doesn't change the fact that I don't like wasting money. Remington Steel just joined the live stream. Do you keep them on your channel? I do, Remington. I do. Every live stream that I have is it stays live, and you can rewatch them. There are dozens and dozens. Sid Hearth Reddy says, you are such an inspiration. I started my e-commerce business because of your inspiration. Well, thank you, Sid Hearth Reddy. Deborah Sadler says, Jessica Kaminsky, do you know a place that we can resell like this in Cleveland, Ohio? Well, what you do, Deborah, is you go to google.com and you type in Cleveland local auction house. And it looks like there's Gray's Auctioneers, Aspire Auction, 2 Cents Inc., Cleveland Auction House. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this Google link. And you can just click on that, Deborah, and you're going to see all of the auction houses around Cleveland. Click on a few, see who has the best fees. What I pay in fees for the auction house I go to is it's $250 per listing and a 15% final value fee, as we'd call it on eBay. You might say, that's so much money, but you're not paying shipping, there's no returns, and it's easy as shit. All you do is just, for me, what I do, watch the video I posted yesterday, I'll show you how to do it. You just take a picture, and you take it there. It's not hard. Easy stuff. But what I've noticed about these auction houses is you're not gonna, obviously, some auctions are more prone to have people bid up on rare items. I can't remember, is Sotheby's an auction? I don't remember. There's auction houses, like in Boston, there's a big one, and they get, very valuable things that only exists a small number of in the world, and the collectors who want those things bid them up to exorbitant prices sometimes. These auctions are not like that. They're not filled with collectors. They're mostly just, from what I've seen, and I've sold at 3 local auctions all around Flint, Michigan. What I've noticed from that is that it's more, at least where I'm at, kind of like opportunistic or impulse buyers, where they're going to say, oh, this is a great deal, I should buy it. Like the example I had in the video, or maybe I didn't even add this footage, maybe I took it out, was a Uniqlo down jacket. Women's down jacket. And I sold it for $20 and I made $14.50 off of that. So, looking at a Uniqlo down jacket, how much would I probably have gotten on eBay? I probably would have gotten $20, $25, and it probably would not have sold in a week. And so, $25 minus the 12% eBay fee, minus $7.80 or whatever the heck a padded mailer costs these days. I don't know if the prices have gone up for the season yet. But I mean, when you take into account that you're not shipping things out, you end up making more money in a lot of things. John Timmons says, question, when the smoke clears, what is your approximate yearly net income? John, you don't ask someone how much money they make. That's so intrusive. I will say this, I make more money than the average American. I make more money than I would if I had a job. Assuming the job wasn't like being like a mortgage salesman. What I tell people is when they want to know how much money they can make reselling stuff, probably the average like good or very good reseller is going to make between like $100,000 and $200,000 a year if they have their systems down, if they have no debt, if they're able to take all their money and they're using it efficiently. I know 2 or 3 guys who are making over $1 million revenue. I'm not sure what their net is. I'd guess probably $600,000 if I had to just take a shot in the dark. But the vast majority of people who resell as like a side hobby, or maybe they do it, quote unquote full time, but they're not taking pains to, they're not taking effort to make their process better. You're going to see them top out between like 25 and 50K. So I'd say, yeah, in your 3 tiers, and I'm just spitballing here, but I've thought about this a while because every few weeks someone asks one of these, a question similar to this. They don't know that it's rude to ask about money, so whatever. I'm going to answer it anyways. Not tell you how much I make, because that's obviously personal, and it's just bad to say that kind of stuff. Like, who cares? The information is what you should care about, not how much money I'm making. But anyways, I'd say probably 70% of resellers make less than 50K. Another 25% make between 50 and 100K, and 5% are above 100K, or maybe 150. Well, there's also like examples of like married couples who are making more because they're both doing it. So we'll say per person, 70%. is doing under 50K, 25%, 50 to 150, and 5% above 150. I think that's probably, if you think I'm wrong, please feel free to chime in right now and tell me. But I would say, based on just me knowing, 100 resellers and having a general idea of how much money they make, I would say definitely in that area. How many hours do you work a week reselling? Let's see. Not as much as I used to. Certainly, I'm spending a lot more time doing other things, not only work related, but also just like having more fun with my life. I'd say I work 10 to 20 hours a week. Thomas Morello says, sorry, I'm late. My mom made me clean up my room. Matt says, I am tired of getting notifications of brands telling me to cease and desist. I got one in the mail saying they have police investigating me for selling one of their products. Wow, man, I have not heard of that happening, but that sounds like it sucks. It might also be, and this is just a shot, just my explaining a potential thing it could be. It could be someone who's trying to get you off a listing using nefarious social engineering. So I have not heard of that. I've been checking on the forums because I've heard a lot of people saying they're getting a lot more issues with counterfeit claims. I haven't had any. I have had buyers recently try and steal things from me and return broken items or empty cases, but I haven't had any issues with that. Nor have I had issues with the police. Yellow Brick Road Reselling says, I easily replaced my full-time income, and I was a manager with 55 employees in regards to how much money you can make. John Clark, your titles are becoming more clickbaitish. John is mad that my last title was kicked off eBay because I've been being asked all the time if I'm kicked off eBay, and I directly answer that question in the video. But apparently John wants me kicked off eBay. That's the only way that title could have not been clickbait, which shows what you're looking for, John. If a title gets more clicks, it's a good title. That's how I believe things. Now that I'm getting closer to 100,000 subscribers, I think it's time for me to start putting a bit more effort into eBay. John Clark says, the video also. You didn't mention it until about 3 minutes into the video. Oh, yeah, I answered the question in the title 3 minutes into the video. I don't see what the issue is. K Fields, as far as replacing a full-time job, is it possible to get health insurance as a reseller? I pay $336 freaking dollars a month for health insurance. That's how much it costs through Blue Care Network in Michigan. So yes, it is possible. I don't know. I've never had health insurance through my employer. I had a job for 1 year. I had a corporate job for 1 year. And that was, let's see, 1 year. And I did get it through there, and I have no idea how much it cost. But now I'm paying $336 a month for healthcare. And the video weaving, you had to technically work up front to get the inventory ready for the auction. John! But I did the work 4 weeks ago. The title is technically right. That's what you're not getting. You're upset that that the video is not what you think it is, even though it's definitely what it says it is. I didn't work last week for that check I cashed. I didn't do it. And I got paid last week. A lot of snowflakes in the chat today. No, John is just a weirdo who thinks that he should be able to write everyone's title for their videos. Sean Mack, Fun and Games. All he needs is your 30 seconds of watch time for a view. Sean, this is where you're wrong. The video that I posted yesterday has a 75% view through rate. That's what I'm saying, is all of the metrics on that video are like twice as good as a standard video. It's everybody who is saying negative things is wrong. That's pretty much how it is standardly. If people are going on social media to tell them they're not doing things right, or to say, oh, you should be doing it my way, they're probably assholes. Hey, UPS is here. I gotta get this for a minute. UPS delivery. Hey, we got $2 from K Fields. $2 from K Fields. You know what that means? That means we celebrate this with a big ding. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, K Fields, you didn't ask a question, so that's just a straight up donation, and I appreciate that. Yellow Brick Roads Reselling says, be smarter than a YouTube title, get your panties out of a wad. There's like 1% of YouTube viewers who think that they're entitled to like change the content other people create. It just, it bothers me endlessly. It's easy to have 75% retention rate on a 6-minute video. John, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You have no idea, John. You're an idiot. You're making a fool of yourself. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout because anyone who makes videos knows that 75% retention time on a 6-minute video, especially for like a ride-along vlog style video where I talk about local fucking auctions, that's really good. Okay, Thomas, remember everyone, don't be a shithead in the chat. Thomas, you're very right. Frugality, good news. The number of nattering nabobs of negativism is directly proportional to your success on YouTube. Oh, good to hear. If you are actually watching the videos, you should be making money. I started last year, my income is higher. COVID bit my funds, but I was never behind. Nydia Hernandez says, thank you, he was killing the vibe. Last week was so great. I know, there's always somebody who goes, well, it isn't what I wanted it to be, so I'm gonna be mad. Oh, boy. Yeah, John, John says, and you called me rude. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, John, listen, what you said was a reasonable question, and so I tried to answer it reasonably, and I was just giving you a hard time. What John is saying is just nonsense. Quinn says, is it hard dealing with returns or people who try to scam by sending empty boxes or broken items back? Yes, it is. It's very annoying. And what I have to remind myself multiple times a day is that when I'm issuing this refund, like I had to issue a refund. I told you, this would have been 2 weeks ago at this point. I had to issue $1,200 in refunds on 2 printers that got sent back. I put those little stickers on my printers, so they swapped out printers. I know this. I have the pictures. And then someone bought a $400 DVD set, new in box, opened it, and sent back used scratched DVDs. So I had to refund $1,200 frickin' dollars. Oh, so mad. And what I had to tell myself is, okay, you're not just doing this because. You're doing this because if you don't, you're risking them filing A to Z claims, and that bans your account, and you make a lot more than $1,200 a year on Amazon. So some people call it the cost of doing business. Some people say it's just the way it is. Those are both true. You can't win every single battle, but you can hope to win the war. The war on being poor. Yeah, it's annoying, but you have to just get through it. Nydia says, someone did that to me on eBay at a Fitbit. It happens a lot, especially now with the lockdowns and unemployment and COVID and all this stuff. There's been a lot of people who have been doing more desperate things to get money. And if that's not an indicator that the economy's going into the shitter, I don't know what is. Flips for money, eBay question. When selling heavier items, do you do free shipping? No, I don't. I do calculated shipping. Or calculated to avoid high shipping to Hawaii or places that cost a lot to ship. Thank you for the videos. Very helpful with no BS. So I do calculated shipping. If it weighs more than probably 5 pounds, or if it's like big and bulky, I don't have like a consistent like cutoff point where I'll do free or calculated. pretty much, if I have to like think about it, I guess when I do question my numbers, I'd say like 2 pounds is probably where my limit is, because under 2 pounds is pretty cheap no matter where in the country. But like a 5-pound VCR, it'd probably be a 7-pound VCR that's like 18 inches by like 12 by 4. That's gonna cost like $35 to get to California or Hawaii. Probably Hawaii, $35. Probably 15 or 25 bucks to California. Let's see what I got from Amazon. This is returned inventory, and as you know, I've been getting a lot of other people's inventory. I don't know why they've been sending me other people's stuff. So let's open this up and see what I got. This is mine. I mean, it's not mine. It's a Nair. I retail arbitraged these in the fall when a lot of people didn't want to go out, and it got labeled defective. I was probably reimbursed for this, and the reason it's defective is because it got sat on by a hippopotamus. Very squished. But the good news is, I can still sell this on eBay. I think you need a coffee, Walter. I do need a coffee, but it's afternoon, so I can't. Josh Cookson says, picked up a few of the Beetlejuice Funko Pops. Would you hold out for a while? I would try to sell them before Halloween and before Christmas. Those would be like the 2 times when the demand will be highest and supply will be lowest. Nolan says, what can you not sell on eBay? I don't think you can sell blood. I don't think you can sell Nazi flags. I don't think you can sell anything illegal. Definitely anything illegal. I'm not sure exactly the list, though. Ken Cicluna says, I know you covered this before, but can you touch on keys to getting ungated? Thank you. So, it used to be 4 years ago, probably 50-50, you could just get ungated by applying for things randomly. Now it seems to be you have to, I don't know what the number of things is, but for a larger proportion of items, you have to have invoices, you have to be ungated that way. So for topicals, what I say is find like a C-store that sells sunscreen, a C-store distributor, that's like garage or gas stations and convenience stores and that kind of stuff. C-store is convenience store. The way I got ungated was I found an importer. I'll type this. If you want to make an account with Malincho.com, you can get ungated for topicals if you make a wholesale. Make a wholesale order, or AENT.com for DVDs, CDs. And you put for AENT.com, I think it's .com, might be it's .com, yeah. It's $1,000 minimum order for them. Some people have had success, getting ungated with Entertainment Planet. No, that's not what it's called. Entertainment Earth. With Entertainment Earth. But not everyone has had luck being ungated with them. Some people just, Amazon says, nope, sorry, no sales for you. I don't know why. I have not used them to get ungated, so I don't know why. But AENT worked fine for me. Hey, Artemis Logan from Atlanta sent us $10. So Artemis, thank you very much. And I assume that means that you found a local auction to drop your shit off at. Good baying. And for those of you who don't know, for every donation on the Super Chat, we do a ding from the crane bell. And if we hit $50, I will use the money instrument. And I will make noises and blow your eardrums out. Busy day, headed out, stay safe and stay healthy, says John. John, thank you. I have a cough right now. My allergies are killing me. Sean Mack says, this Q4 is going to be huge online. New York is already shutting stuff back down, and other states will probably follow suit. So, a lot going to be shopping online. Hashtag get that money! Oh boy. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Yeah, Sean, I think you're right. In Michigan, the Supreme Court just overturned the governor's ability to endlessly declare states of emergency. So some may say, oh, that's triggering a dissent in lockdowns. But I think what's going to happen is they're just going to vote for having a limited number of lockdowns in limited counties. And I think cities are still going to have their own rules, too. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, Sean. I think that this Q4 is going to be freaking nuts. Quinn says, yeah, schools and non-essential places are looking ugly here in New York City. I really am not. I hope the best for all of you who live on the East Coast, who live in California. But I think you're going to have a rough winter. I think the whole country might have a rough year, but especially people who live in extremely densely populated areas. Stuck up in that TP, LOL. You know, I saw someone on one of my liquidators was trying to sell a 48-foot truckload full, double stacked pallets of toilet paper for 25 cents a roll. And I forget, I didn't forget, it was 50,000 rolls. They were trying to sell 50,000 rolls for $12,500. Is that the math adding up correctly? It is. I didn't buy it. Obviously, I can't fit 48 frickin' pallets of toilet paper in this warehouse, but I thought about it. But then I thought about how probably you'd be called a price gouger, and I do not want to deal with idiot governments trying to make examples of people with their draconian price laws. That's all I got to say about that. That'll be great currency during the apocalypse, says Quinn, toilet paper will. I think that hopefully big box stores and distributors have kind of predicted this is going to happen, and they stocked up over the summer while things were functioning closer to full capacity, I guess you'd call it, than they were in March. That's for gosh darn sure. So I don't know if it's going to be as bad. I don't know if the shelves are going to be as bare. I don't know if we're going to see shortages of meat and that kind of stuff. Because also, if you do look back, the issue wasn't that we had a lack of supply of certain products like chicken, for example. It was that we could only have the trucks go once or twice a day. And people were buying up because they were thinking, oh, it's going to be so bad this summer. And it wasn't really. We didn't have people dying in the streets. They were just dying at home. The Daily Money Saver. Bye! Thanks for all the great videos. Gotta go take my kids to the doctor. Hope they're okay, and I'll see you later. Let's see. Do you have any questions about how to sell stuff online? About ways to make money online? About plans you're thinking about? How are you planning on making money this Q4? I want you to answer that in the chat. Say, just tell me how you're planning on making money in Q4. I'm going to get some water. Hey, WBK from Effingham, Illinois. Happy 2020 says, I applied for AE&T for a week and have not heard from them. Any advice? Should I follow up? Yeah, follow up. Don't be a dick about it. But be like, hey, I want to give you my money. Please let me do this. Firecrest says, I have been buying discounted toys for months. Clearing out clearance sections with a cash back CC, and I bought at discounts. Firecrest, you got a plan. I like hearing that. Tactical Z, I'm gonna become a stripper. They have been screwed over so hard by the pandemic. Strippers have. Their whole business was the opposite of social distancing. I have a lot of sympathy for them. It's not fair. Steve Phillips, have you received any feedback from the TV show? Yes, a lot of people liked it. Some people didn't like it, and some people wanted to blame me for Cops being canceled. Have not heard back if they're going to do season 2. I'm not getting my hopes up. It was fun while it lasted, but I don't think that, I do not know if we're going to have season 2. I would love to do season 2. It was a shit ton of fun. I made some money. I don't think it really helped my YouTube channel very much because the audiences of A&E late night viewers and YouTube people are not. The Venn diagram is more like this than like this, which that was just a piss poor example. Yeah, that's my feedback on the show. I loved it, but I don't know if everyone else loved it as much as I loved it. My name is Corey, says stocking up on board games, puzzles, and toys for Q4. Julia Ford says 25 cents a roll isn't that great at Walgreens. Right now, Scott Comfort Plus is $1.75 for 12 count with coupons. Holy shit, Julia. No pun intended. That's a great deal on toilet paper. Can you ship products with the batteries in them on eBay? What shipping service do you use? So when I ship batteries, I take them out of the product just on the off chance they begin to corrode. Because I don't want corrosion. And I just ship them however. Let's see. Scott Lindsley says toys and snack gift baskets is how they're making money this Q4. Good job. Jesse Warner says just started Amazon. Nice. That's my money plans for Q4. Probably can't do toys this year, being a new seller though, and you would be right, Jesse. But that doesn't mean that starting an account wasn't the right thing to do. Just because there's a small obstacle in your way does not mean you didn't make the right decision. Beauty of Sound says, get off my ass and list on eBay and Mercari is the plan. Oh yeah, and become a stripper. Midnight Rider says, not with OnlyFans being so popular, strippers are making bank. So I guess you're right, but I would not say they're strippers. Strippers work at strip clubs. Cam girls are on OnlyFans. That's my millennial distinction. Derek Henderson, Walter, my used book warehouse is starting to look like yours. That means messy. How do you get rid of stuff you don't need or want to take the time to sell? Derek, the same way I made this amount of money without working. I drop it off at a local auction, it sells in a few weeks, and then I get paid. How did you get that check, says James Lill. About a month ago, I dropped off 27 items at a local auction, and they auctioned them off, and they sent me the check. The Region Flipper says, I'm all over Etsy, Mercari, Posh, Amazon, local markets. Woohoo! Michelle says, ha, more like season 1 of the Knobblocking Guide to Making Money. Big ratings! Thomas Morello says, I'm using BrickSeek to find discount items at Walmart and Target, buying small lots and buying boxes of select items at the Dollar Tree. That's my plan. Thomas, that's a good plan, I think. So, what I do with my stuff that I don't sell on eBay or Amazon, it goes to an auction house and I get paid for that. Let's see. The Region Flipper says, how many items did you send to a local auction? My goal is 25 a week, and I spend one morning a week doing that. The reason I don't do more, and so I've been thinking about this, if I make $750 on 25 items a week and it takes me 1 day a week, why not expand that to 3 days a week and make $2,250 if it's a linear progression? And the answer is I'm not totally confident that would work. A lot of the stuff I'm selling, I have bulk quantities of. And so if you watch my pallet unboxing video, it's like half the shit from the pallet unboxing video that I got from B Stock. So I got like a dozen champion hoodies. I got 100 flag sets. I got those shavers. And so I'm just dropping off like 2 a week. And 2 bungee cords, 2 sweatshirts, 2 flags. We're already at 6 things right there. And I don't want to do like 50 because I'm worried that will flood the market and I won't make any money off of it. Jesse says, thanks to WBK's guidance, I've already made some money. Question though, when doing merchant fulfilled on Amazon, how do you decide when to require signature on delivery? If it's over $100, I'm usually doing signature on delivery. And that's probably a bit more conservative, but now with the way things are with USPS, I get so upset when I lose money on one of those scams. So I'm buying peace of mind more so than just paying for the insurance, really. Tamika says, I've been selling cleaning supplies locally. So far, things are steady. Tamika, you might want to consider a local auction as well, because at least in Flint, cleaning supplies go for about retail price at local auctions. James Lill says, what did you do? What did you sell? I think you mean to say sell. What did I sell? It was a lot of golf clubs. It was some hunting supplies. It was just a lot of basic stuff that probably was only worth like $25 on eBay, and would have been kind of bulky to ship. And so I would have ended up making like $5 or $10 an item. And I said, I don't want to go through the hassle of shipping all that shit out individually. I'll just drop it off. Antonio7 says, I haven't auctioned in a while, but it was a couple of VHS tapes for $4 or less. Yeah, that sounds about right. Beauty of Sounds, what happens to things that don't sell at the local auction? So this differs by every auction. Sometimes they just roll it over to the next auction for free. Sometimes they throw it away. And sometimes, in the case of my auction house, they charge a no sale fee, but I haven't had an item not sell. And I've sold probably 500 to 800 items, I'd guess. And not a single one hasn't sold. Some things sell for $5, and you only make like $1.50 on those because there's the $2.50 the $2.50 auction fee and the 15% final value fee, but they still sell. Explain how the auction house works, asks eBay Addicts. Sure, you take a picture of your item, you label it with a sticker, and you take it to the auction house. Very, very simple. It's not complicated at all. They do most of the work. They make sure that the buyer pays. They make sure the buyer gets the right item, and you just get a check mailed to you. One of the complaints a lot of people have is the turnaround time. So this chick that I cashed yesterday, the turnaround time was just over 2 weeks. So auction ended, I guess 2.5 weeks. Auction ended 9/17. The check got mailed out 10/02, and I received it 10/5. I'm still any suggestions on getting ungated for Radio Shack, asks Thomas Watson. No. Radio Shack's out of business, so I wouldn't think that they have gates. Let's see. Doyle Warehouse says some auction houses you just take to them and they do everything else. Yeah, so the auction house that I go to has that option too, but the fees are a bit higher. So if you just drop it off, it's $5 listing fee per item and a 25% final value fee. And if you take the pictures yourself, it's $2.50 per item and only a 15% value fee. Quinn A, how long have you been reselling? Since I was a baby. Since I was a little kid. I was one of those kids who had, like, you know, a lemonade stand every weekend where I lived. And what is a lemonade stand but reselling water and Kool-Aid packets, you know? I've been reselling as my full-time... I can't even really say how long have I been reselling full-time, because do I resell full-time now? I don't know. You know, I don't clock in at 9 and get out at 5. I don't work 40 hours a week. I certainly make enough money for it to be considered a full-time income. But, you know, that doesn't mean it's taking me... Basically, the way that I do things is I have, like, 3 or 4 things I work on every week, and I'll spend, like, 10 to 20 hours a week working on those things. And maybe they make me a lot of money, maybe they don't. That's just, you know, if you're trying to find someone who's, like, optimizing their life to make as much money as possible, I am not the guy. Obviously. Hey, DeRegion Flipper sent us $5. We are up to $17 in generous donations. DeRegion Flipper says, thanks for all the knowledge, and for you, we get a big ol' dang. Sean Mack says, LMAO Radio Shack. That's like getting ungated for Blockbuster. That's pretty funny. Beauty of Sound says, I had a worm farm as a kid, sold to all the neighborhood fishermen. Good gig as an 8-year-old. Absolutely they are. Worm farms are great too, because you're also making the soil healthy. They call them worm farmers. They call them dirt farmers sometimes. The big worm seller around here is Walt's Crawlers. I remember going along all the gas stations when I was a kid with my grandpa, and picking up some Canadian worms and some the Canadian crawlers and the red leaf worms. And the red leaf worms were for panfish, and the big fat crawlers were for, you know, bass and that kind of stuff. Beer picker in the house. What up, Walter? Not much. Just yelling at people who don't like my clickbait titles. That's what I'm up to. What are you up to, bearded picker? How's it down there in Alabama? I'm vermicomposting too. Frugalicity. Is that what the technical term is? Very neat. Just coming on, how did you get started, asks Heather. How did I get started reselling? What I said on the TV show was my first reselling endeavor was fixing up Xbox 360s and flipping those, but that isn't necessarily true. When I was in middle school, I used to make t-shirts and iron-on designs and sell those for $15. I was always buying and selling stuff. That's just in my nature. I've always been buying and selling stuff. I paid for college, buying and selling stuff, and with scholarships. I've just always been a hustler. I don't know how else to put it. Awesome. Appreciate the channel. Thanks. Looking to get started on the side of my regular job, says Quinn. Quinn, my advice to everyone out there who's watching this, maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you are someone who's been on the side, dipping your toe in, but you don't want to commit. Maybe you're brand new and you need money and you don't know how you're going to get it. My advice to everyone in that position is start now. You can't make money yesterday. That's gone. You can only make money today and in the future. I suppose if we have time machines, we could, but those don't reel. Those don't reel. They're not real. Just get started today. Used books is simple. Download Mercari on your phone. Sell a pair of your old shoes. Sell whatever you have around the house. Tactical Z says, what's the name of the TV show? Tactical Z, I was on a TV show called Extreme Unboxing, only in 3 episodes of the first 12. I filmed 6, and they didn't use 3 of them. Because I guess it was too boring. I don't know. Or maybe they are doing season 2, and those are just being saved for season 2. I don't know. I'm in the dark. Tamika says, love your hustle attitude. Well, thank you, Tamika. Heather says, I'm trying to learn the tricks of the trade. There's one trick in this trade, and that trick is that the people who work will make more money. That's all it is. So Heather, I'm telling you, right now, or maybe when I'm done in the live stream in about 10 minutes, go on your phone and download Mercari, Mercari, Mercari. Go into your room and find an article of clothing you haven't worn in 3 months. Sell that. And you'll be making money. It's easy. It's so easy. It takes time, but it's easy. Thomas says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Yeah, absolutely. Quinn A says, considering starting with books to dip my foot in. Quinn, that's a great idea, and I fully support it. Happy 2020 Tan says, Amazon approved me to sell toys on second date of submitted the document, but Funko still waiting 2 weeks already. Yeah, the ungating everything is slowing down. You know, I know it's frustrating to be trying to run a business in the midst of a global slowdown, but that's how things are. And everyone has those same parameters, so it's our job to find the best solution, not just to complain about how things aren't being perfect. Jesse Warner, thanks for the advice on puzzles. Some are gated, but I found some gems in retail arbitrage that aren't listed and sold one MF today at 200% ROI. You're making money, Jesse. I love to hear it. Scott says your link for Payability does not work. It does work. It just is finicky. So try different browsers. Turn off ad blocker, all that good stuff. Oh man, I'm sorry I'm blowing my nose so much. It's definitely not COVID. I shouldn't make that joke. Beauty of Sound says, remember to use the code WBK has for 30 on Mercari. That's right. Thank you. I'm going to look it up on my channel right now. I'm going to actually copy and paste that code. And if anyone here is on the cusp, if anybody's on the cusp of joining Mercari, please give me money. I think I get $50 and you get $30. Yeah, yikes. That's a big ol' ugly link. Copy link address. Let's try that. It's a 300. Okay, Mercari. There we go. Hope you guys like dead air. For free money. Okay, so I just posted a link for free money on Mercari. Oh, everyone loves free money. Claim $10 off your first purchase when you sign up. Found something you love? After buying your item, your friend gets $10 too. Earn an extra $20 off when you make your first $100 in sales. So I guess I don't get $50. I guess I get $10. Maybe they cap it at $50, which is some bullshit. So whatever. You guys get some free money, so that's good enough for me. E-Waste Steve. Oh, I bet you have a great business. I love scrapping. I'm bad at it. I don't do it hardly at all, but I love the mentality behind scrapping so much. How do you structure your day so you remain productive? I have no schedule, and my efficiency is showing it. E-Waste Steve, you and I are two peas in a pod. Left to my own devices, I would just be aimlessly drifting through the universe, an ephemeral being with no anchor to reality. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit. What I do, the only way I've found that I can have a productive day guaranteed is by getting up early. I take my girlfriend to work at 7 in the morning, and I don't go back to bed. I sit up and I drink some caffeine and I go over my day in my head. I say, what do I want to do today? Maybe I watch some YouTube videos. Maybe I eat some more hash browns. That's what I do. And it gets me going. And, does it suck sometimes? Am I tired in the evening? Yes. But by getting up at 7 a.m., there's just less of that, like, oh, I'm so depressed and lazy behavior that so often accompanies sleeping in. Someone else asked that. So if you want to go further, do I have it written? I wrote this down. So basically, from in the morning, from when I wake up until like 1 p.m., that is generally like eBay work listing time, where I'm trying to either source things, or I'm listing things, or I'm researching things. Then at 1 p.m., I'll take a lunch break, and I'll take a lunch break and I'll ship things out, and then at like from 7 to 8 p.m. I'll do video stuff. And sometimes those get switched around, but basically my day gets broken up into 3 chunks. And that's like, I guess, future business, maintenance on my business, and like side hustle, which is funny because they're kind of all side hustles. But because we're talking about resale, we're just going to go as if that's my main business. Pomar says your link for Payability doesn't work. It does work. You just have to use a different browser and like turn off ad blocker. I check it like every single day, and it still works. It's not the link. It's just like the browser that you're using it on. I recently bought a few things from an auction site and picked them yesterday. Their quality of an item is a lot different than mine. Sucks, but it's all part of the flip life, says Adam Pepiton. Adam, that is a good attitude. Sometimes life gives you lemons, and you have to huck those lemons back at life and say, no, I'm not taking this. Tamika says, I'm thinking about hiring my mom part-time to do all that boring organizing stuff. I want to coupon and sell. Tamika, that's a good idea. Keep your money in the family. Happy 2020 says, I will try to sign up for Mercari today and update you next week. That's it. Next Wednesday at noon, we're going live again. And if you're new, if you're watching this, quick, give the video a thumbs up. We're at 110 people kicking ass. And we only have 47 thumbs up. And if we don't get 50, I might have to delete the channel. Just the way it is. I'm kidding. But let's get some more thumbs up because those boost the visibility of the videos. Scott Lindsley says, I had to use a different browser in regard to the Payability stuff. Yeah, different browser. I don't know why. I just know that's the answer. Tia says, I've been selling on eBay since 1998. Tia, you're an OG. Didn't really get serious until I found you last year. Thank you. That's a very kind thing to say. I'm afraid to start Mercari now because I work so hard on eBay with my ratings. Tia, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, it's always wise to diversify your income. Because you know what? I don't want to scare you. And I'm not saying that someone just said I gave him a bad link. Ah! Oh, good. Tia, I don't want to scare you into saying, like, oh, you're going to get banned off eBay, but your account could get suspended through no fault of your own. So even though you may not sell on Mercari, it's still good to understand how it works. So if you do have to change platforms, it's not going to be so jarring. Frugalisty says, heads up, Walter, you may need to get a new link. Mercari seller promotion runs to 9/30/20. Ah! Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm coughing. I'm sending out bad links. My allergies are off the charts. That's been 2020 in a nutshell. I'm starting to get sweaty. I'm getting so incensed. Beauteous Sound says, me too, Mia. Did you recently get $25 from them for being a long-time eBayer? It was great. I didn't know that. I didn't know that eBay offered money for being a long-time seller. That's cool. I've been on eBay since 2007, I think. Nydia says, another app I just signed up for this weekend to sell clothing is Curtsy. Made my first sale. Not bad, easy to maneuver, but prefer Mercari. We'll use Curtsy for items not selling on Mercari. Nydia, you have a great attitude. You know, the people who are just trying to expand their base of knowledge, who aren't looking to like do everything at once, but still want to be aware of their options. Chef's kiss. That's what I love to see. Quinn says, go get some tea with lemon and honey. That's a good idea, Quinn. I should do that. Mike says, I feel like eBay needs to revamp their platform. This is what Daily Refinement said, I think. He described eBay as a giant ship, as a giant slow-moving ship. And I agree totally. You know how long it took the Titanic to make a turn? Like 75 miles. And I'm pulling that number out of my ass. I don't know the exact number, but the analogy is true. eBay is so big, and they have so much money, and they're beholden to so many investors, they can't just go, ha, change, ha, change, ha, change. They have to gradually, ease in managed payments over like 6 years. They have to gradually filter out PayPal over like 6 years. And so the reason eBay appears to have to revamp their platform is just because I believe they're in the process of doing that constantly. It just happens so slowly. And it's such this giant bureaucratic, Leviathan that it can't be so agile the way Curtsy is apparently, or the way Mercari is. Tylenol for fever, good. Bleach, bad. Good, thank you. I will not drink bleach. Crow Magman says, yeah, to go back a bit, I had very few dollars success-wise until this week. Thank you for your lead videos, always. Crow Magman likes the retail arbitrage leads. 5 free leads. And I'm glad to hear that. I'm definitely going to do that again in November. That total transparency, I'm doing this for free to roll into a paid lead list. So what I do when I offer products is I try to offer them for free to validate what, if they're wanted, and to get an idea of how much time it takes. But then always it's the idea that I'll be making money off of it. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop the free lead list. I think those free lead lists are a very valuable way to get emails for me, for my business, as well as you guys to earn money. But certainly I want to have like a 25 or 30 item paid list that costs like 20 to 35 bucks a month. And hopefully I can get like 100 people there, and I can turn my website revenue from $0 a month to $3,000 a month. That would be cool. Michelle says, allergies suck. Blow away. Been sick with ragweed myself. Yeah, it's the ragweed and the goldenrod. Adam says, at what point do you think someone should switch to an eBay store and pay the monthly fee? I don't know. Again, this is a great question for Daily Refinement. I'm pretty sure that he knows like the exact number. There are financial benefits to having an eBay store, and I don't know with what your monthly revenue or listing has to be for those to become beneficial, but I know they exist. So you're going to have to go through and see what like the actual criteria is and say, okay, I sold $2,000 a month last year. You pay 2% less in fees. Not last year. I paid $2,000 I had $2,000 in sales last month. You're paying 10% versus 12% in fees. It'd be that kind of equation, but I don't know what the numbers are, so I can't tell you like what the exact number is. Is the link for the group broken? Try to join, and the group doesn't exist. I don't think it's broken. It existed when when I shared a link earlier today. Lorenda says, Chris put a chart up on his Instagram for when to get an eBay store. Yeah. So Daily Refinement is his Instagram, and I'll see if I can like copy and paste a link. And you know what would be fun to do? I want everyone to say that if you have an Instagram, say, okay, yeah, it was like 2 days ago. Say Blake sent me. It's got 593 likes. So when to get an eBay store? Basic items, 250 at $22 a month, $625 monthly profit. So he has all like the cutoffs. Yeah, so I think he does a pretty good job explaining it right there. He's another YouTuber. He's out in the Bay Area. The guy knows his stuff, and he's also kind of doing what I'm doing and trying to make some money off retail arbitrage lists. That seems to be what he's talking about too. Hey, we are just over an hour, so what I want to do now is, last call on questions. Last call on questions, and then I'm going to get out of here and pick up my girlfriend at work, and I will go get some tea for my illness. Evan says, when you send things into FBA, do you buy bulk mail from them each time? Already packaged and labeled, one in each box. What? Do you try to bulk mail them? So what I do when I'm doing Amazon FBA is, yes, I am attempting to have as many things per fulfillment center per box as possible, because then you're paying less in fees per item. Some people, especially on the West Coast and the East Coast, are having a lot harder time with their shipments being broken up into like 15 locations, or like 6 locations, probably more accurately, and that's just because of the delays. But as a general rule of thumb, the more items you send at one time in one shipment, or in one shipment plan, one plan. I forget the actual name of the thing because it's kind of arbitrary. As you're going through the process, you have like your big plan for all your items and your little plan for every fulfillment center. And the bigger the big plan is, the fewer small plans you'll have, because they'll be consolidated into fewer fulfillment centers. So yes, I try and do that to save money. Man, a little warm in here. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you all for a great live stream. We're going to do, I'll say another minute on there for questions. But if not, we're going to be live next Wednesday at noon, maybe 12:30 if I take a long lunch like today. And not much else to say. Quinn, Evan, Happy 2020, Adam, Lorenda. Thank you all very much for watching, and get out there and make some money, because nobody else is going to do it for you.